Today is Friday, July 31st, 2026. And tonight we're talking about money. It's funny because my dad asked me, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, why do you care so much about money? And at the time, I lied to him. I didn't know it was a lie at the time, but now I'm realizing that it is, or it was. I told him that I didn't really care about money. And right now, today where I sit, I know that that's a lie. Unfortunately. Because I do care about money. I think, you have to a degree. Especially in the world that we live in, they say we're all a layoff away from being homeless, unhoused, or whatever you want to say. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but shit, what is it? Might as well look it up, right? They say there's a certain percentage of us that Americans, I'll say, don't have enough savings to get through the next 6 months if something catastrophic was to happen. But now I actually really want to know. Just as a side note, you have to know that Googling is a skill, especially with AI. AI can help you, but if you didn't already have the tools to be able to find the answer on your own, AI is not gonna do it all for you. It'll do most of the heavy lifting, but you still gotta type the right answer, or type the right query. About 73% of Americans do not have enough do not have enough emergency savings to cover 6 months of essential living expenses. 73%. 73% of Americans. That's insane, brother. 24% to 27% of adults have zero emergency. That's not funny. That's not funny because those people are absolutely thinking about money all the time. And I find myself thinking about money all the time. I absolutely have some savings, but it's less than 3 months. Three months is not going to do it. Like, there's no way we're making it 3 months. And this is really unfortunate because the things that I want to do in my life and the things that I want out of my life do require money. I want a house for my kids. I like nice cars. I like nice clothes. Do I have a heavy reliance on them and think they're, the most important? Can I live without them? I'm currently living without them, of course. I think that's why I lied. That's exactly why I lied, because I thought, I'm living without those things now. So I don't need them. I don't desire them. I don't covet them. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not important to me, but it is. It absolutely is. The older that I get and the more likely it becomes that I may not get everything that I want. It kind of intensifies the yearning for those things, especially like a house for my kids. You know what I mean? I think that's attainable. Absolutely. Is it going to be the easiest thing in the world? No. I had the thought a couple of days ago, actually, leaving the auto shop where my car is currently sitting. So, there's that. But as I was walking around waiting for the news of whether or not my transmission was gone, I realized that it was quite lofty of me to ever think that a multi-property owner, that's kind of lofty. Most people Well, I don't even know. Since we're Googling, let's Google. How many people actually have one property? What percentage of Americans have one property? Oh, you see, 2/3 of the country, about 63% of American homeowners own exactly one property, meaning the vast majority do not hold secondary real estate. So, oh, damn. That's not even what I was trying to find out. I was just trying to figure out how many have at least one. Then when they told me exactly one, oh yeah, here you go. I mean, so yeah, it's lofty to think that having two is a reality, but I mean, not to brag, and I definitely, absolutely realize the blessing that it is. That I know for a fact that I should be inheriting at least one property and maybe like 50% of another property. So I'm already kind of ahead, but obviously that's piggybacking off the hard work of family members that love me, which is fortunate. But I have my own ambitions. I know that even if it's only in my head, competition absolutely fuels me. I think competing with those family members that love me, competing with friends of mine in the creative space, it kind of drives me a little bit. It makes me a little more proactive about the things that I do because I feel like I have to be a step ahead of the competition. And these are people that are close to me. They know. So it's never really like I'm gonna stop you from getting anything so that I can be. No, that's never the thing. I think jealousy is such a regular human emotion. I don't want to say trait. I think it's a fair emotion sometimes. I think it becomes a problem only when it's. I don't think there's too much of a difference over the word, but I like to say there's a difference between jealousy and envy. I feel like envy means I want what you have because I don't want you to have it. You know what I mean? To me, I know that's probably not accurate, but for me, jealousy is literally just damn, it's really good that you accomplished this thing or you have this thing. I want one too, though. But yeah, I think money is constantly on my mind, but I am okay without it. I am okay without large sums of it. Let's not get crazy here. I'm okay without large sums of money. However, the amount of money that I need to just sustain a comfortable life, I still don't think I'm making or am on the verge of making. So it's so much work that I feel has to be done in a limited amount of time because I'm right there at the midway point. I don't have a whole lot of time left. But then at the same time, God willing, knock on wood, I have another 40 or so years. That's like a whole nother lifetime, which is crazy to think because this one has seemed pretty fucking long so far. I'm tired. I really am. I'm tired. I find myself exhausted. just from thinking about the things that I have to do, let alone doing them. And I know that I can't stop doing them because the thought of doing it is exhausting. I know I'm kind of talking in circles here, but I'm getting to a point, I promise. I'm not really getting to a point. I'm rambling. That's what this is meant to be. If you're new here, hi. Welcome. This is kind of just what this is. Um, Whatever is the topic on my life for the day. The goal was to do this every day, but I don't think that's feasible, and I don't think it's necessary. Nobody really needs to hear me ramble every single night. Now, would it be more cathartic for me to do it more often? Absolutely. So that's my first priority, and I can absolutely say that it is necessary for me to do it at least, I want to say 3 times out of the week. Outside of my own selfish reasons, I absolutely also would like to help, you know, even if it's just, all right, you need somebody talking about nothing in the background to help you get to sleep. Cool. Maybe I Google some information that's useful to you, or share something about my life story that is useful to you, something that you're able to learn from. I think as I get older, the big brother in me is always trying to teach, or the dad in me is always trying to teach, even though I'm still learning myself. But what else is going on? I, without revealing too much about myself, have been able to make progress in a court case that I've been dealing with for the last year or so. And again, just the thought of how much more progress is necessary before I get what I need is exhausting. And the court process is just always a hassle and a headache, especially if you're doing it without representation, with minimal legal aid. Thank God that there are affordable legal aids out there. They won't represent you, but the advice that they give is paramount to what I got going on, and it's been such a blessing. I still have to pick up the baton and do my part, though. So let's hope we can end 2026 with ending this process, because I never want to do this again. However, I'm absolutely going to have to do this again. I know for a fact that I have to do it again, and it's probably going to be a lot harder when I do it again. I think I can share that, it involves custody of my children. And I mean, I'm not as bad as Future, but there's more than one. I don't even want to say baby mama. There's more than one mother to my children. So one down, hopefully soon. The one to go. That sounds so mean. I don't want to say it that way. And then I don't want to say it that way. I just want to make sure that my rights are protected, and as well as my child's rights and then their mother's rights. I want to make sure that we're all doing it fairly, and it's all documented so that no one's being cheated, in any way, shape, or form. So it's just unfortunate that, even I feel like even if we were able to do it without legal proceedings, I think it's just a good idea to do that. It's just a protection, just in case anyone wants to change their mind. I mentioned the car. That's a whole headache. Anybody out there with a Jeep? I recently found out the acronym for most Jeep owners is just expect every problem. Just empty every pocket. Yeah, it's it's been a headache, but luckily we are going to be able to get the car back, and it should run smoother with a brand new transmission. So the Jeep gets a brand new lease on life, and hopefully that's a sign for the rest of us, not just me, the rest of us, you included. I actually talked a little bit longer than I expected to. I don't really have much to say though, so I think this is a good place to go ahead and sign off. If you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, it would mean a lot to me if you did. It really would. It would also mean a lot if you commented. The like is fine too. I would honestly prefer the comment over a like or subscribe, honestly. Let me know if I need to do things differently on this channel, or just let me know that, hey, I feel you on the money thing, or whatever I was talking about that day. All right, yeah, now I'm really rambling. I'm out of here. Good night.